Good evening and welcome to night 2 of the Para Swimming World Series here on the Gold Coast, where the top para swimmers across 5 continents have come here to compete to see who is the best of the best multi-class swimmer on the planet. My name is Braden Jason, dual Paralympian turned blind journalist, and it's my privilege to take you through all of the red hot swimming tonight. And we'll start off the 200-metre individual medalists for our men and women who are vying for spots on the Commonwealth Games team in Glasgow this year. And also, watch out, S10 100-metre butterfly is going to be red hot. 3 spots, 5 swimmers, Crothers, Gallagher, Pearce, Safi. Who will be the top 3 swimmers to swim in Glasgow? We will wait and see. But to round out the night, the women's 200 individual medley is going to be red hot. So stick around. 1,000 point scores on the line here. Will world records fall? We'll find out. You stick with us on Nine's Wide Water Sports. And what a cracking day it has been on day 2 turned night 2 of the Para Swimming World Series here at the beautiful Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. And thank you to Experience Gold Coast for allowing us to see the best swimmers across 5 continents come here to see who is the best of the best and the fast of the fast in the para swimming world on this planet. My name is Braden Jason, dual Paralympian turned blind broadcaster, and back by very popular demand will be Mel Tantrum at some point during the broadcast, head coach of the Australian Para Swim team, and we'll talk you through all of this epic action tonight. To get the night underway, we'll be getting some 200 freestyle action, the specialty event for our S14 swimmers. 3 spots available for an Australian men and women to make themselves eligible for selection on that Commonwealth Games team. We'll get into my tip for the best race of the night, the 100 butterflies, particularly for our men. 7 S10 boys vying for 3 spots. 3 spots for the Commonwealth Games side. Tommy Gallagher, fastest qualifier so far. Could he be the upset? 50 breaststroke actions as well. And to finish the night, we will have the 200-metre individual medley. We saw Brusazy with a standout meet and race to round out the morning's session. We will have some relays as well to end this evening's session. So stick around. So much action here on Nine's Wide World of Sports. The sun's still high. I'm sure we'll see the moon at some point tonight. There are rumours that there is a lunar expert potentially in the commentary booth. Mel Tantrum, head coach of the Australian Paralympic swim team.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Why are there
great
rumours that you may be a lunar expert?
Oh, I am certainly not, but apparently it's a waning moon tonight, so there we go.
A waning moon. Is that the really thin moon?
It is, yes.
Oh, there you go. So you are an expert.
Chinese New Year.
Oh, yeah, fire horse, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep, are they all linked? Not sure.
Not sure.
But something we do know about is swimming. And who has caught your eye today, Mel?
Oh, look, there's a lot of great swimming tonight. This morning, the qualifying heats have been fantastic. So it's the 200 freestyle for the S14 men and women is going to be fantastic races. You've already mentioned the 100 fly S10 men. That is going to be a firecracker of a race, that one.
It's going to be absolutely red hot. If you look at the competitors here for our first race, the 200 freestyle for our multi-class athletes, dominated by our S14 swimmers. Benjamin Hans with a great swim, leading out in lane number 4. We know him for his backstroke prowess, but hey, you can clearly swim a pretty solid, pretty tidy 200 freestyle too.
He has some Commonwealth Games experience in the 200 freestyle. I learnt that one today because I was not aware of that. So Benny Hansen, not only a world-class backstroker, but 200 freestyle could be his night tonight. Jack Island, going to be hard to beat as well. So all of those boys in that race, all up for contention there. So Declan Budd, Darren Sisman from Sydney, Tuckers, Alex Tuckfield, and laid 3 there from also from Sydney. So what a great race to start the night off tonight.
And even our internationals, Nicholas Bennett from Canada, I wouldn't count him out just yet, as we see our athletes ready to go. So ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the athletes. We will meet the athletes at some point. I got very, very excited there. Thought we're ready to go. I'm excited. The swimmers look excited. They're lining up, ready to go. Wait and see if we're going to get the action underway here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. The crowd's starting to filter in. Our racers seem to be ready. The pool's looking fast. What's the temperature tonight, Mel? What do you reckon?
The pool temperature or the air temperature?
Go pool.
Pool, 26.2 today. It's a little bit warmer.
26.2. Yep. What a warm day. Top of 28 today. I'm sure everyone's slip, slop, slapping. Crowd's starting to filter in here at Southport. I did my walk again into the pool.
Fantastic.
Got a bit hot and sweaty. It was lovely. Great way to start your day. Walking along the Southport. And there's 52 beaches here on the Gold Coast. Did you know that? 52 kilometres of beaches.
Beautiful. And it's 26 degrees tonight too. Balmy 26 right now.
Absolutely balmy. But I tell you what, it's not going to be the hottest thing. The hottest thing are going to be these swimmers who are out this evening. We'll get our 200 freestyle action underway in just a minute. Coaches are sitting, waiting and wishing we could get this racing action underway. Some great heat actions this morning. But I dare say we're going to see some big personal bests tonight, some high point scores. We saw some high 900s, Mel. Could we see 1,000 fall? Will it fall in this first race?
I think we're going to get a 990s.
990s is the tip from Mel Tantrum, head coach of the Australian Paralympic swim team. The Canadian team sitting, waiting, ready to cheer on Nicholas Bennett in this first heat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's cue it up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the athletes in our first race of the evening. Event number 12, the men's 200-metre freestyle multi-class. And in lane number 8, Reed Maxwell. And in lane number 1, Samuel Gould. In lane number 7, Darren Sisman. In lane number 2, Nicholas Bennett. In lane number 6, Declan Budd. In lane number 3, Alexander Tuckfield. In lane number 5, Jack Ireland. And in lane number 4, Benjamin J. Hans. And ladies and gentlemen, these are your finalists for event 12, the A final of the men's 200-metre freestyle multi-class. The anticipation has been built, and this is going to be a red-hot race. the A final, event 12, the men's 200-metre freestyle. Melly Tandrum tipping a high 990 here as we see Benjamin Hans taking it out fast. He does a very good sprint freestyle backstroke and freestyle clearly as he turns in first at the 50-metre mark. That is a very fast split from Ben Hans. Mel Tandrum, he's taking it out to these freestyle boys early.
Yeah, that's a 26.05 for the first 50. Nice, solid start. Let's see if he can hold that, and I think he's going to try and push these boys to really do a fast first 100 split.
And we know Benny Hans is going to take it out fast. He's a bit of freestyle sprint specialist along with backstroke. As we come down to the turn, it will be lane number 5, Jack Ireland, taking over that lead from Benjamin Hans in lane number 4. The 6 S14 swimmers in this race, Reed Maxwell in lane number 8, he's an S8, and also Alexander Tuckfield in lane number 3, he's an S10, but it will come down to those S14s, whoever touches the wall first. We're coming down to the 150-metre mark, and we're starting to even up. Jack Ireland with a good half a body length in front of Benny Hans. Can he hold on, Mel?
Oh, look, this is going to be a ripper last 50. Let's get on your feet for this one. This one's going to be close.
It's going to be very close. Benny Hans may have turned off the afterburners in that middle bit, but he's stroking and he's striding and he's gliding and he's catching Jack Ireland in lane number 5. Benjamin Hans, the fastest qualifier, the backstroke gold medalist at the Paralympic Games. We come down to the touch, but it will be Ireland. Ireland holds off a late charge from Benny Hans.
That's a fantastic swim for both boys there. 155.54 and a 155.88 and 980 points. I said 990, didn't I?
Oh, I back you there. I back you there all the way. Mel Tantrum, head coach. Great swim from Alexander Tuckfield as well in lane number 3. But Jack Ireland, all class, holding out a late surge from Benny Hans. Phenomenal swimming there. We love to see it. And could that be enough for potential selection on the Commonwealth Games team? As those results become official and Jack Ireland does take the gold, Benjamin Hans takes silver. Declan Bard taking that bronze medal. Great swimming from our S14 swimmers to kick-start the night. It's only just getting started, Mel.
That's it, and it's so exciting to see. And, you know, as we said, those nomination selections for the Commonwealth Games are up for grabs, and this is the last opportunity to post those times to increase rankings for nomination.
And that is it. Well, let's welcome to the pool deck the next wave second swim athletes to the pool deck to get into their second swim opportunity. And as we welcome them to pool deck, great swimmers, Nichols, Bellion, Adronicus there as well as Oliver Martin, Claire in lane number 8, Spencer and Farlow and O'Brien is our field. And they are ready to make the most of their second swim opportunity here under lights at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. And we're off and racing here for our next wave second swim for 200-metre freestyle. Our competitors, Farlow, Spencer, O'Brien, Nichols, Bellion, Andronicus, Oliver Martin and Claire in lane number 8. That's the field. A wide range of classifications here. S6, 8, 14s there in the middle of the pool. To come down to the 50-metre mark, Mel, we do know that it's not always the first person to touch the ball who will necessarily get that all-important highest point score and get them the win in this second swim opportunity. But as it currently stands in terms of who is in front, it does look like O'Brien in lane number 3 is taking a nice tidy lead at the moment.
Yep, that's right. So athletes are competing against their classification here. So physical impairments classified S1 to S10, and so we've got a variety of athletes in this race, and also our athletes with an intellectual impairment S14. So they're all racing against their world record, and that's how the point score in a simple formula works. A little more complex that behind the scenes, but in simple terms, it's, yeah, they're racing against their world record and then they get the points based on that.
And the 1,000 points is that all-important world record mark, which makes Jack Ireland's 980 so much more impressive. We're coming down now to the final 50, coming down to the turn, and it will be O'Brien turning in front of lane number 5, Bellion Nichols right there as well. All S14 swimmers, so they would have watched Jack Ireland, Benjamin Hant at the Paris Paralympic Games and gone, that's going to be me one day, and potentially in Brisbane. And that's what this next wave race is all about, isn't it, Mel?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we're so excited about this opportunity to race these next waves, giving these athletes another opportunity to swim, a heat, and then a second swim opportunity in the afternoon or evening.
That's it. As we see O'Brien touching the wall, not a bad time there. 2:16 for our leading S14 swimmer. Very solid swim from Patrick O'Brien. Taking out on time at the moment. 4 seconds faster than his time this morning too. Sorry, 2 seconds. So very strong time there from Patrick O'Brien. As we see lane number 1 touch the wall. Solid point score there from Farlow as well. And Eddie Clare, our S6 swimmer, making his way down the pool. The lowest classification being S6 in this race at the moment. Physical impairments ranging from 1 to 10. Vision impairment ranging from 11 to 13. Per 12 is the best. And S14 being our intellectually impaired athletes. As we see Eddie Clare touch the wall, throwing down a solid point score to round out our next wave second swim here on night 2 at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre as part of the Para Swimming World Series. I'd love to see the smiles too as those results become official. And 600 point scores there, Mel. 620s. These boys sitting around, 20 years of age, so they're developing. 2032 potentially on the cards as well, so keep an eye out for those names. But you may be familiar with many of these names. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the finalists in event 13, the women's 200-metre freestyle multi-class. And in lane number 8, Chloe Osborne. And in lane number 1, Agatha Pauly. In lane number 7, Crystal Jessen. In lane number 2, Kale Thompson. In lane number 6, Stephanie Brusese. In lane number 3, Ruby Storm. In lane number 5, Aurélie Rivard. And in lane number 4, Madeline McTurnan. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your finalists for the A final of event 13, the women's 200-metre freestyle multi-class. And we're off and racing here for the A final of event 13, the women's 200-metre freestyle multi-class. Positions still potentially available and awaiting to be set for our Aussie S14 swimmers. 3 potential positions available for these swimmers as we see Madeline McTurnan taking it out nice and fast in lane number 4. It will be McTurnan, closely followed by Storm and our Canadian S10 Paralympic superstar Aurélie Revord there in lane number 5. But a great battle starting to build. Madeline McTurnan edging out Ruby Storm by about half a body length at the moment. 3 positions potentially available for that Commonwealth Games spot. And I'm sure many of these swimmers, Mel, will be very keen to be part of that team.
Yes, absolutely. The Commonwealth Games nomination process, live and well here. But it's so exciting to see our Canadian athletes, mixing it with our best Australians as well. So it's certainly an opportunity for our Aussie swimmers here in Australia to work with the Canadians here, the New Zealand team, Japan. It's so exciting for our girls to be racing here and being part of the action.
And Aurélie Revord is one of the best Paralympians in recent memory, so she's taking it to our Aussie S14 swimmers at the moment. Madeline McTurnan, as we come down to the 50-metre mark, turning in a 1:37, so nice strong split there from Madeline McTurnan. Could throw down a very good time to increase her world ranking for a possible nomination to the Commonwealth Games selection committee. But Ruby Storm, wait a second, with a late charge here. Sorry, that's Aurélie Revord in lane number 5. Ruby Storm's in lane number 3. But Aurélie Revord may have just taken the lead from Madeline McTurnan. She's led from start to 195 metres. But Aurélie Revord from Canada touching the wall there in first, throwing down a very good 947 point score. 930 for Madeline McTurnan, so different classifications, but such good point scores, Mel.
That's fantastic, and it's good to see Maddie went out in the 2:12.00 this morning, so able to back that up with a very similar time. But Aurélie from Canada, that's a fantastic finish, and great to see her finish that one strong in 9:47.
Absolutely, Chloe Osborne touched the ball, S7 swimmer in lane number 8, waiting for those point scores to become official. But Aurélie, that is how you swim a 200 freestyle para-swimming, fans, here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Aurélie Revord taking the gold medal, 947 points.
That's in it, equal first there. We've got 947 for 2 athletes.
Oh, I thought I was seeing double. I thought maybe it was the eyesight.
No, that's 2. That's a dead heat there for 947 points for 2 athletes. Agathe Paulet from France and Aurélie Revord from Canada.
Is it scissors, paper, rock then?
Yeah, no.
Great swimming here, and the action continues at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the athletes in the next wave second swim here on night 2, the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. As you see our next wave second swim athletes come and get set up behind their lanes. It's Griffin in 2, Hayes in 3, Macaulay in lane number 4, Brathwaite in lane number 5, Hancock in 6 and Warwick in 7. We have a great battle between our S6 swimmers, Hancock and Warwick in 6 and 7 respectively. And a great opportunity for these swimmers to back up after a very busy heat session from many of these athletes. I'd love to see them test themselves amongst the best. Let's get this action underway.
Take your marks.
And a great second swim opportunity here for our members of the next wave team, which has been led by Paralympic medalist Michael Anderson-Mel, who has selected these athletes and identified them as potential stars of the future.
That's right, yeah, the Next Wave program is part of our whole development program at Swimming Australia, and it's certainly an opportunity for these athletes to come and compete at the world's best and also have that second swim in the evening. So heats into second swim opportunities, perfect chance for these athletes to really showcase what they can do.
Because it is a skill that all good athletes need to learn, is that ability to recover from the heats and come back and perform at night. Because it's one thing to swim a fast time in the morning, but it's a whole other thing to swim fast at night. And that's what we're seeing from McAuliffe in lane number 4, Braithwaite right there as well in lane number 5. Those athletes both being S10 classified swimmers. But at the moment, Mel, as we come down to the 100-metre mark, it is all Chloe McAuliffe.
Yeah, that's a fantastic first 100 split there. The key here is to try and maintain or even build that speed into the second 100, what we call a negative split. So you're trying to accelerate and go faster in that second 100, and that comes down to that fitness and the emphasis in training and the ability to be able to back up and really maintain your stroke rate, maintain your stroke length, and be able to finish strong.
And they say racing is the best form of training, as we see Caitlin Hayes bringing in a late charge in lane number 3. Our S9 swimmer starting to close the gap on McAuliffe in lane number 4. She's led from start to finish at the 150-metre mark. Doesn't look like she's dropping off the pace too much, Mel.
Yeah, and some of these athletes, I mean, young Flora there is 14 years of age, and we've got a couple of 15s and 16-year-olds in there. So a really young cohort, going to be ripe age when it comes to, Brisbane 2032. These are the athletes. This is the future of the sport here, and this is super exciting to see these athletes racing and competing and having this experience for the first time at an international level meet, open age meet, and that next step up from our national age championships.
100%. You add 6 to all of these ages. 15 is Chloe McAuliffe, who touches the wall in first, throwing down a very solid 500, nearly a 600-point score.
That's fantastic.
There, Mel. Fantastic point score there for our 15-year-old. Making the most of her second chance opportunity to swim under the lights here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre.
Caitlin Hayes there with 592 points. They can build on this, and then over the next 12 months, they can hit the 600s, and then, by the time in 2 or 3 years' time, they'll be hitting those 800, 900 point scores, which is what we need.
Well, that's what we need. It's what we love to see here on night 2 of the Para Swimming World Series here on the beautiful Gold Coast, as we see the rest of our swimmers making their way to the wall. Molly Griffin, lane number 2, touching the wall there as we go out to Kira Warwick in lane number 7, making her way under the flags now. Last 5 metres, head down, took a sneaky breath under the flags, but touches the wall to round out our second swim for our next wave swimmers. And a couple of 590 point scores there. Phenomenal swimming there from our 15-year-olds, the next generation of para swimming superstars. And you're seeing it here live and free on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Not much in the point scores at all there. 50-odd points separating the first and second placings for our next wave second swims.
Oh, here we go.
This is the race of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the athletes in event 14, the men's 100-metre butterfly multi-class. In lane number 8, Timothy Hodge. In lane number 1, Rowan Crothers. In lane number 7, William Martin. In lane number 2, Bo Matthews. In lane number 6, Alex Safi. In lane number 3, Fernando Liu. In lane number 5, Cole Pearce. And in lane number 4, Thomas Gallagher. And these are your finalists for the A final for event 14, the men's 100-meter butterfly multi-class. The stage is set here for a great race, event 14, the men's 100-meter butterfly multi-class. Besides Paralympic champion Timothy Hodge in 8, it's S10s all round. So it will come down to the first touch on the wall will potentially get that highest point score. As we see Tommy Gallagher continue his red-hot form in lane number 4, taking it out hard and fast. Oh, there's not much in it, Mel.
No, this is going to be close. There's only 0.04 between the first two athletes there. So Tommy Gallagher got the touch, but Cole Pearce is right on his heels.
Cole Pearce, Paralympic medalist, butterfly specialist, but our 400-meter freestyle, 50 freestyle gold medalist, Tommy Gallagher's right there, but Cole Pearce asserting his dominance on the field. Lane number 3, Fernando Liu from Canada with a late charge here. Could he upset the Aussies to come down to the wall? Liu beats out the Aussies, upsetting Cole Pearce there as well, but Fernando Liu on the touch. But what's Timothy Hodge's score? Has he done an upset, Mel?
Timmy Hodge has gone 9.03. It's just gone...
The tension,
this is gonna be
the
close.
suspense, it's going to be close.
That's a fantastic swim from all of the boys.
A great swim there, great guts from Cole Pearce. Tommy Gallagher taking it out fast. Cole Pearce taking it over, but Fernando Liu from Canada says, no, 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 Aussies. I've got your number. We're waiting for those results to become official. The suspense builds here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. And those results are official. It's Alex Safi taking the highest point score there. According to the results in front of us, I am blind with 6% vision. Did Alex Safi sneak up on me, Mel?
Look, I'm going to have to... We'll go with the official, but yes, 905 points to 903 points. I thought it was Fernando out there.
Oh, nonetheless,
Yes,
it was
we'll
a
work on that one.
phenomenal cinema. The drama, the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Now let's meet our next athletes for event number 15, the women's 100-meter butterfly multi-class. And more action and medal presentations still to come. We'll go to an ad break and more phenomenal swimming and medal presentations to come here live and free on Nine's Wide World of Sports. And welcome back to night 2 of the Paris Swimming World Series here on the Gold Coast. We've had some cracking races so far. Point nothings and points in it, separating gold, silver and bronze at this beautiful Gold Coast day. And thank you to Experience Gold Coast for allowing us to host the best para-athletes on the planet here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. My name is Braden Jason, dual Paralympian turned blind broadcaster. Thank you to Mel Tantrum, head coach of the Paralympic swim team, for being part of the coverage team for a short while. She's off doing her real job. And we've had some real red-hot races so far. We've already seen our 200-metre freestyles. We've gotten our men 100-metre butterflies underway. Our women in the 100-metre butterfly are rearing and ready to go. Then after that, we'll get our 50-metre breaststrokes for our men and women, and ending the night with some 200-metre individual medley. And a couple of 900-point scores for our women. Jasmine Brusazy could take a potential gold medal in that 200-metre individual medley. The crowd's starting to filter in here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the winners of Event 12, the medal winners of Event 12, the men's 200-metre freestyle multi-class. And sharing the bronze medal, we have Reed Maxwell and Declan Budd. Taking out the silver medal, Benjamin Heads. And winning the gold medal on a point score of 980, Jack Ireland. And those are your medal winners for the 200-metre freestyle multi-class. That was an absolutely cracking swim. Jack Ireland taking out the gold medal. Benjamin Hands was right there as well, just being tipped out. Not much in that point score, and the crowd's starting to flock here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. But I do think they could get louder. Maybe they'll get loud for our next swimmers as we await for our women's turn to take on the 100-metre butterfly, event number 15. According to Mel Tantrum, that pool sitting at around 26.2-ish degrees. Absolute bluebird day here at Gold Coast. 52 kilometres of the coastline. So many great experiences you can do after the swimming action is done here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the medalists for Event 14. The men's 100-metre butterfly. And the winner of the bronze medal, Cole Pearce. And the winner of the silver medal, Timothy Hodge. And the winner of the gold medal with a point score of 905, Alex Safi. And ladies and gentlemen, those are your medalists from Event 14. And we saw those swimmers swiftly head off from the medal podium. They'll be back in action later on tonight. The 50-metre breaststrokes, Alex Safi will be in there. 200 individual medley coming up as well. But we are eagerly awaiting our women's 100-metre butterfly here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. We're streaming them on their phones. They're texting their friends saying, tune in to 9 now. Tune in, watch, quick. I'm on the TV, I'm texting. But before we get into any more racing action, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the medalists for event 13, the women's 200-metre freestyle multi-class. And the winner of the bronze medal, Madeline McTurnan. And sharing the gold medal, Aurélie Rivard and Agatha Pauly. And they will share the gold medal podium, both getting 947 points. And ladies and gentlemen, those are your medalists for our women's 100-metre butterfly, 200-metre freestyle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our finalists for event 15, the women's 100-metre butterfly. In lane number 6, Dorothy Pascoe. In lane number 1, Niti Rakashbai Rathod. And in lane number 5, Agatha Pauly. In lane number 2, Maria Jasmine Telez Gomez. In lane number 4, Kyle Thompson. And in lane number 3, Montana Atkinson. And those are your finals for event 15, the women's 100-metre butterfly multi-class. And we're underway here for our A final of event 15, the women's 100-metre butterfly multi-class. Maria Jasmine Telez Gomez had a great swim this morning. She's in lane number 2. But our S14 swimmers in lanes number 4, 3 and 4, Montana Atkinson and Kale Thompson, being very strong on lanes 3 and 4. Agatha Pauly from France, they feeling a little bit of the pain from that 200-metre freestyle gold medal. Around that 75-metre mark, it does look like Kale Thompson in lane number 4 took it out nice and fast, but they're almost stroke for stroke at the moment. Lanes number 3 and 4, the two S14 swimmers, Montana Atkinson v. Kale Thompson. But Kale Thompson looking really strong, not fading at all, breathing every stroke, so sucking in every bit of oxygen. Head down at the flags now, and on the finish, a great swim, 1:08. An 890-point score there for Cal Thompson. That's going to be very hard to beat. 700 has been thrown down from Agatha Pauly and also Montana Atkinson. But it's not always the first athlete to touch the wall who would necessarily get that win. As we watch Dorothy Pascoe. So, I mean, Rathod in lane number 1. Now S14 swimmer swimming out of India, making her way down the pool. Around 10 metres to go for Rathod. This morning going at 2:32.55, so we'll keep an eye on the clock for Rathod. Will she go faster from heat to final to round out event 15, the women's 100-metre butterfly? A very strong Indian contingent here at the World Para Series at the Gold Coast. 20 strong, I hear. They've been contesting a number of these finals, Rathod being one of them. Coming down with 5 metres to swim. Our swimmer in lane number 1 puts her head down, contesting, striding and gliding and touching the wall with assertion. Our swimmer from India rounding out our A final. But what a swim from Kale Thompson. Awaiting those results to become official. But looking like she'll take out that gold medal. The Para Swimming World Series, and she does. Kale Thompson and Agatha Pauly adding a silver medal, and Montana Atkinson rounding out the medals. Very strong, 898, just 2 points of cracking that 900. Kale Thompson swimming out of the Sunshine Coast before Australia. So a great swim from Kale Thompson. And now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome our athletes. Very soon. We'll meet them very soon. And ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our finalists for event 16, the men's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class. In lane number 8, Grant Patterson. In lane number 1, Ahmed Kelly. In lane number 7, Andreas Ernhofer. In lane number 2, Alex Safi. In lane number 6, Fernando Liu. In lane number 3, Swatik Patil. In lane number 5, James Lerox. And in lane number 4, Riley Moore. And these are your finalists for event 16, the men's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class. And we're diving into our A final for the 50-metre breaststroke multi-class for our men. A lot of SB9s in the middle. Safi, Patil, Moore, Lerox, Lou looking very strong in these early stages. Going past the 25-metre mark. Lane 4 and Lerox looking very strong, but Riley Moore striding, gliding, grooving and moving potentially into that gold medal position that currently stands, touching the wall. Very solid point score, 900 points for Riley Moore. Very tough to beat, beating out the rest, the SB9 contingency in this final. But now we watch for our SB3 and SB2 swimmers. Ernoffer, Kelly as well. Patterson in lane number 8. Ahmed Kelly touching the wall there with absolute dominance at SB3 superstar. Throwing on a very solid point score as well. I see Grant Patterson touching the wall, rounding out our A final. And now the magical Paralympic calculator goes to work. Who will take out this A final for the 50-metre breaststroke for our men? Waiting for those results to become official. That does let Riley Moore takes out that gold medal. A great swim, 956 points for Riley Moore. And ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our finalists for event 17, the women's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class. In lane number 6, Jordan Berryman. In lane number 2, Anastasia Oporina. In lane number 5, Maria Jasmine Telez Gomez. In lane number 3, Tess Rutliff. And in lane number 4, Dorothy Pascoe. And these are your finals for event 17, the women's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class. And we're off and racing here for our A final event 17, the women's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class. Our SB9 swimmers are all bunched together in lane 4, 5 and 6. Pascoe, Telez Gomez and Berryman. Tess Rutliff getting off to a great start in lane number 3 as well. But it does look like Telez Gomez in lane number 5 leading the way at the moment. A late charge from Dorothy Pascoe in lane number 4, and Tess Rutliff not letting her higher classified athletes getting the better of her. It does look like Telez Gomez touches the wall first. Tess Rutliff touching there. Oh, 900 points for Tess Rutliff. Phenomenal swim for an SB7 swimmer from Canada. As we see Anastasia Oporina in lane number 2, making her way down the lane at 22 years of age. This morning going a 1:06.11. as we come down to the touch. Ocarina touching there. Very solid swim, 500 points. Faster than this morning as well. But Tess Rutler, phenomenal swim from our Canadian Paralympian. Only the best swimmers get the gold medals here at the Para Swimming World Series on the Gold Coast. 933 points for our Canadian swimmer, Tess Rutler. Phenomenal swim. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our swimmers for the next wave second swim. And as they make their way on to pool deck, Mireille Youssef is in lane number 3. Ruby Halliday in lane number 4 and Sarah Hancock in lane number 5. Just the 3 swimmers coming back to contest this second swim opportunity. Great chance for these athletes to work on their processes. But still, doesn't it feel good to touch that wall first here for our next wave second swim. And we're off and swimming for our next wave second swim. It's the battle of the 16-year-olds in the water here. Youssef, Halliday, Hancock, they are our 3 swimmers, but all with different classifications. So we have Youssef being a SB7, SB8 in the middle of the pool is Halliday leading the way, and in lane number 5 is Sarah Hancock, a SB6 swimmer. So all 3 swimmers, 16 years of age, but all with differing SB classifications. But looking like Ruby Holiday will touch that wall in first, and we'll take a look at those points. 671 points for Holiday, but 700 point scores there. And it does look like lane number 5, Sarah Hancock. And as we keep saying, it's not always the first person to touch the wall who will throw down that highest point score. And Sarah Hancock backing up from a number of racing opportunities over these championships with the highest point score for that second swim. More medals and more racing still to come here on night 2 on the beautiful Gold Coast at the Para Swimming World Series on Nine's Wide World of Sports. welcome back. Medal presentations and more racing to come here at the gorgeous Gold Coast. Look at that sunset. And there's more than just phenomenal racing here at the night 2 of the Para Swimming World Series, the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. And the medalists are making their way to head out to receive their medals. We've also got the 200 individual medley finalists gearing up behind the wings, ready to swim. There's going to be some great races. Very much looking forward to see how high those point scores can go. We saw at 980. Will we see a 1,000, a world record mark? There's a day to do it. Night 2 of the Para Swimming World Series is the day to do it. My name's Braden Jason, dual Paralympian turned blind broadcaster. 6% vision is what I have. So I'll apologise in advance if I missee something. But if you had any idea how close I'm looking at the screen in front of me, you'd think the screen is scratch and sniff. But this is great action at night 2. Plenty more great swimming to come. We've got our 200 individual medley finalists eagerly waiting in the wings. And we have a couple of medal presentations to get through first. Those medals do look quite shiny when they're draped over the necks of our superstars. Look at that sunset over the palm trees at the Gold Coast. An absolutely beautiful night, a balmy 26 degrees according to Mel Tantrum, head coach of the Australian Paralympic swim team. It is absolutely gorgeous weather. 52 kilometres of coastline on the Gold Coast. I walked 2 of it this morning and this afternoon, well technically twice this morning, to and from the hotel. Getting a bit of a sweat on. Bit of an aqua park at Southport, just a couple hundred metres here from the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. The former host of the 2018 Commonwealth Games. But Glasgow will be the host of the 2026 Commonwealth Games. A number of these athletes vying for potential nomination to that team. A maximum of 3 athletes can be nominated. It all comes down to world rankings and rankings in the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth Games is the only opportunity that our para swimmers get to race against and alongside, as part of the team environment, our Olympic counterparts. I was lucky to be a part of the 2022 Commonwealth Games, racing in the S13 50-metre freestyle, swimming up as an S12 swimmer myself. Came 4th. Pretty standard for my career. 4th at 2 Paralympics, 3 World Championships, and ending my career coming 4th at the Commonwealth Games in 2022. But you get a chalky medal, not a real medal. You'd much prefer to win a real medal like these finalists have done here throughout the evening on night 2 of the Para Swim Series. We're waiting for these athletes to line up, get ready to receive their medals. Couple of waves from the crowd. They're on the big screen here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Pointing at the screen, look, it's me, take a picture. Post it on social media and tag Swimming Australia on Facebook, Instagram. They're on the TikToks, the X's, the Threads, the whole lot. And ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our medal winners for event 16, the men's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class. And the medals are presented by Cameron Murray, CEO of Paralympics Australia. And the winner of the bronze medal, Fernando Liu. And the winner of the silver medal, James Lerox. And the winner of the gold medal in a point score of 956, Riley Moore. And the crowd goes wild here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. The smile across the face of Riley Moore, our gold medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your medal winners. 50-minute breaststroke multi-class. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the medalists for event 15, the women's 100-meter butterfly. And medals are presented by Cameron Murray, CEO of Paralympics Australia. And the winner of the bronze medal, Montana Atkinson. And the winner of the silver medal, Agatha Polly. And the winner of the gold medal in the point score of 898 points, Kale Thompson. And those are your medalists for the A final, the women's 100-meter butterfly. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the medalists for our youth final for event 15, the women's 100-meter butterfly. And the winner of the silver medal, Dorothy Pascoe. And the winner of the gold medal, Maria Jasmine Telez Gomez. And those are your medal winners for the youth final. And the lights are well and truly on here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. The sun has set and the waning moon is out. According to our lunar expert, Mel Tantrum, head coach of Australian Paralympic swim team. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our medalists for event 17, the women's 50-meter breaststroke. And the winner of the gold medal for the A final, Dorothy, for the youth final, Dorothy Pascoe. And Dorothy Pascoe also won the bronze medal in the A final. Double it up there. Here's Dorothy, and the winner of the silver medal, Maria Jasmine Telez Gomez. And the winner of the gold medal, Tess Rootleff. And those are your medalists from event 7, the A final and the youth final. Congratulations to our medalists. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the finalists for event 18, the men's 200-meter individual medley. In lane number 8, Jesse Ongols. And in lane number 1, Callum Simpson. In lane number 7, Hamish Keenan. And in lane number 2, Akito Minai. In lane number 6, Ethan Belocchi. In lane number 3, Genki Sato. In lane number 5, Ricky Beta. And in lane number 4, Timothy Hodge. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your finalists, the men's 200-meter individual medley, multi-class. Hitting the water now is event 18, the men's 200-meter multi-class individual medley, starring Paralympic champion Timothy Hodge in lane number 4, fastest qualifier for this final, and he is going to be hard to beat as our swimmers come down to the end of the first 50. The lights are out at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre, and it will be Ricky Beta turning and burning in first in lane number 5. He loves to take it out nice and fast, our S14 swimmer. As we come into our backstroke leg, Timothy Hodge coming into his own, coming up to the feet of Ricky Beta, the Paralympic medalist. But also in lane number 2, Akito Minai, our S10 swimmer from Japan. He's having a great backstroke leg, as well as Genki Sato in lane number 3. And Timothy Hodge has reined in Ricky Beta. Ricky just ahead at the 100-meter mark, and it's time to get into the great decider. The breaststroke leg makes and breaks a strong 200 IM, as we see Timothy Hodge starting to gain a little bit of room on Ricky Beta in lane number 5. And a bit of a battle between our two Japanese swimmers, Akito Minai and Genki Sato in lane number 3. But over in lane number 6, don't roll out Ethan Blocky as well, SM14 swimmer. But Beta looking very strong at the 150-metre mark. It's going to be half of Timothy Hodge to rein him in on time, but it will come down to the point score. Timothy Hodge sitting on the feet. Can he rein in Ricky Beta, the Paralympic medalist? It's medalist v medalist. Timothy Hodge trying, striving, thriving, surviving on the feet of Ricky Beta, but he's too big, he's too strong, he's the best, he's Beta. Ricky Beta touching the wall, and a strong point score, both in the 9.93 for Timothy Hodge. What a swim there from a Paralympic champion. Callum Simpson making his way down the pool to Keenan and Ongles 7 and 8. Touching the wall, Callum Simpson with assertion, throwing down a big point score in those 600s. But Timothy Hodge, what a point score. For 1,000 is the world record. That must be an absolute spicy race from our Paralympic champion, Timothy Hodge. We can't call it a return to form because I don't think he's met it yet. Timothy Hodge, 993 points, taking out the gold medal. Ricky Beta right there as well. Ethan Blocky taking out the bronze medal, SM14 swimmer. What a race. Timothy Hodge. We call him a veteran on the Australian Paralympic swim team. Absolutely phenomenal. Now let's meet our swimmers in event 18. The next wave, second swim. And as they make their way on to pool deck, Farlow in 1, Nichols in 2, Fosberg in 3, Gibson in 4, Bellion in 5, Kerr in 6, and Andronicus rounds out the field in lane number 7. They are our athletes. And here they come, our next wave, swimming stars of the future, making their way on to pool deck. The pool is fast. Timothy Hodge can tell you that much. 993 points, taking out that gold medal position in the A final. But this is our next wave, second swim. A great opportunity for these swimmers to practice their heat and finals performances, racing under the lights here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Let's see what these swimmers have to throw in the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Let's get the racing underway. And we're often racing here in event 18. Our next wave, second swim, second chance, but still, point scores are still available. And it wouldn't it be nice to go to school next week and say, hey, I was on 9 now and I took out the next wave, second swim. Everyone wants to win here at the Paris Swimming World Series here on the Gold Coast. And it will be Knox Gibson in lane number 4. Turning in front of the field, Andronicus in 7, Kerr in 6, Bellion in 5, Knox Gibson in the lead in lane number 4, Fosberg in 3, Nichols in 2, and Lachlan Farlow in lane number 1. And lane number 5, Lockie Bellion, an SM14 swimmer, looking very strong as well, but it is still Knox Gibson, about 2 body lengths ahead of the rest of the field. But when it comes down to time, it's Bellion, Fosberg, and Eli Kerr as well in lane number 6. A great turn though. We love to see the differences in turns here. The one flip turn, the rest of the conventional and much safer turn from the back to breast. And the great side of the breaststroke leg. But it is still Knox Gibson, a SM9 swimmer. 19 years of age, swam a 2:36.54 this morning. So let's see if he can get under that tonight. There's something that makes you swim fast when you're racing under lights here in an outdoor facility that is the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. As we come down to the 150 turn, 1:56 is the split for Knox Gibson. So a sub 40-second final lap should get him under his time. And Mel Tantrum, the head coach of the Australian Paralympic swim team, loves to see swimmers swim faster from heats to finals, because that's what wins Paralympic medals. It's a tried and proven theory. As we see a great final swim from Fosberg in lane number 3. But it will be Knox Gibson coming down to the wall at 2:33, so faster than this morning. Knox Gibson throwing down 600-point score, 400s in there as well, 500-point score in there as well. So great point scores, 600s very strong from our next WIM second swim athletes. As we see Nathan Andronicus in lane number 7, making his way down the pool. Soto Lachlan Farlow, SM8 swimmer, in the closing stage of the next wave, second swim. Coming down to the final 5 meters. We'll see what point score he can throw down here. Coming down to the touch, a very good, strong, full stroke on the wall. We'd love to see that from our next wave second swim athletes. A great opportunity. It does let Knox Gibson in lane number 4. We'll take it out on points for our next wave second swim. And those results become official, 690 points. So just 10 points shy of that 700 mark, and that's an elite mark. So Knox Gibson right there, a star of the future. Got to add 6 years to these ages. That's when Brisbane is up. And let's get into it. Let's welcome the finalists for event 19, the women's 200-metre individual medley multi-class. And in lane number 8, Danielle Doris. In lane number 1, Tess Rootliff. In lane number 7, Gemma Selick. In lane number 2, Jasmine Fulgrave. And in lane number 6, Kira Stevens. In lane number 3, Mia Hogan. In lane number 5, Jasmine Greenwood. And in lane number 4, Stephanie Brucese. And these are your finals for event 19, the women's 200-metre individual medley multi-class.
Take your arms.
And we're off and racing here. Our A final for event 19. Strap in, This one is going to be sensational. Multiple 900-point scores thrown down this morning. The biggest by Stephanie Brusazy, who's leading us out in lane number 4. Had a great swim, a great individual medalist swimmer. But it will be Jasmine Greenwood taking it out in lane number 5, closely followed by Stephanie Brusazy, Mia Hogan and Kira Stevens right there in the mix as well. We settle in now into the backstroke leg. Jasmine Greenwood, Paralympic medalist, is just settling in to her stroke now, the SM10 swimmer. But here we go, Stephanie Brusazy has closed the gap from the butterfly. Stroke for stroke at the moment with Jasmine Greenwood in lane number 5. Jasmine Fulgrave, Mia Hogan right there as well in lane 2 and lane number 3 respectively. Jasmine Greenwood holding off. Brusazy in lane number 4, but we come down to the breaststroke now, the great decider. And then literally stroke for stroke, glide for glide in the middle of the pool. But no change in the lead. Both these swimmers from different classifications, SM14 and SM10. But they would be eyeballing each other coming down, especially on this turn. We'll see who gets a sneaky look as we see Mia Hogan start to pull away in lane number 3. And there is 0.0, nothing between Greenwood and Brusazy. Stevens there, Hogan as well. But if we come down to the final 25 metres, Jasmine Greenwood trying to hold off Brusazy in lane number 4. Different classifications, but we always want to touch that wall first. And look at the kick on Brusazy in lane number 4. Phenomenal swimming. Jasmine Greenwood took it out hard and fast, held her off, but too little, too late. And a 2:32 is the time for Brusazy. 900 points, 908 points for Brusazy. Phenomenal swimming, 700s for both Stevens and Hogan in the middle. Keep an eye out for Tess Rootliff in lane number 1, our SM7 swimmer. Jasmine Fulgrave as well in lane number 2, but eyes on Tess Rootliff in lane number 1. Those swimmers will be sitting anxiously for her coming down under the flags, coming down to the touch. What's the point score? She's in the 780s. Oh, do the mathematics, ladies and gentlemen. But it does look like at the moment Stephanie Brusazy. 903 points, I believe it was, and those results are official. 908 points for Stephanie Brusazy. Jazzy Greenwood takes out the silver medal. And Jasmine Fulgrave brings out the bronze medals. 900s and 800s is what it takes to win medals here at the Paris Swimming World Series here at the Gold Coast on night 2. We love to see it. And there's plenty more swims still to come here on night number 2. So let's meet the swimmers in the youth final for event number 19, the women's 200-metre individual medley multi-class. And here come on to pool deck. Let's welcome the finalists for our youth final for event 19, the women's 200-metre individual medley multi-class. And as our swimmers come on to pool deck, Pratt in 3, Pascoe in 4, Dillinger in lane number 5, Vjokstova in lane number 6, but to see our swimmers staying warm. It is a balmy 25 odd degrees outside. Still wearing the jumpers, still wearing the tracksuit pants. Got to stay warm. A warm swimmer's a fast swimmer. There should be some plenty fast swims to come here for our youth final for event 19. Women's 200-metre individual medley multi-class.
Take your marks.
And we are off and racing here for our youth final. That A final was red hot. So let's see what our youth competitors have here. Just the 4 competitors in the pool. Fjokstova in lane number 6. Dillinger in 5. Pascoe in 4. And Pratt in lane number 3. On the eye at the 45-metre mark. Does look like lane numbers 3 and 4, Pascoe and Pratt, are stroke for stroke. A bit of a short turn there for Pratt in lane number 3. Always hard to time those butterfly changeovers. Got to have those 2 hands on the wall. Preferably get it on a full stroke so you can pull your second arm through and pull over onto your back. As we see lane number 3, Emily Pratt start to assert her dominance over the field in lane number 3. So too is Dillinger in lane number 5, pulling away from Pascoe in lane number 4. Now SM8 swimmer Fjokstova is still there in lane number 6 in contention. We come down to the touch. Not much in it at all. 0.0 nothings of a second separating Dillinger and a Pratt in lane number 3. Pascoe right there as well. And the great deciding lap, the breaststroke, is underway here. We're starting to see Pascoe starting to make a move, close that gap. Very much so. Pascoe starting to groove and move her way to the feet, now to the hips, now to the shoulders. And in 3 strokes time, I think Dorothy Pascoe will take over the lead of SM10 swimmer, overtaking her SM9 swimmers, Pratt and Dillinger. That is how you swim a breaststroke leg, ladies and gentlemen. Dorothy Pascoe swimming out of her years in lane number 4 at 15 years of age, going from 3rd on time to almost 2 body lengths ahead of the field, turning in a 2:21. A phenomenal breaststroke leg from Dorothy Pascoe. That is what we love to see in the 200 metres individual medley here in our youth final for the World Para Series Night 2 finals. Dorothy Pascoe moving her way through the field, but still a battle between Pratt and Dillinger in lane number 5. They're both SM9 swimmers. But does what Emily Pratt has pulled away in lane number 3 from Dillinger in 5, but is all Dorothy Pascoe in lane number 4, coming down to the charge in 3:04. Great point scores as well, 300 point scores, 400 points there for Emily Pratt in lane number 3. So Emily Pratt in the leading point score position for our youth final as it currently stands. But waiting for Irina Fjokstova in lane number 6, our 16-year-old, making her way down the pool. But what a breaststroke leg there from Dorothy Pascoe in lane number 4. Was behind Pratt and Dillinger by a good 3 body lengths and grooved to move her way to a potential gold medal in the youth 200-metre individual medley here on night 2. The Para Swimming World Series. As Fjokstova comes down 15 metres to swimmer, SM8 swimmer, Irina Fiestova in lane number 6 with 5 minutes to swim. She puts her head down to see if she can knock out Pratt and Dillinger for the podium. As we come down to the touch, it will be Dorothy Pascoe with the highest points, waiting for those to become official. It goes to show that a strong breaststroke leg can make and break a 200-metre individual medley, and those results do become official. Pratt with the gold medal, the SM9 swimmer. Pascoe with a really good, strong breaststroke leg, but Pratt, the SM9 swimmer, 400 odd points, will take out the gold medal in the youth final. And let's meet the finalists. Let's meet the swimmers in the next wave. Second swim here for event 19, the 200-metre individual medley multi-class. As they make their way on to put it, these are our swimmers in the next wave, second swim. Sarah Hancock in lane number 3. Emmeline Girard in lane number 4. Annabelle Maloney in lane number 5. And Kira Warwick rounding out the field in lane number 6. Just the 4 swimmers in this second swim opportunity for our next wave athletes. And let's see what point scores they can throw down here to round out our individual action for night 2, Paris Swimming World Series on the Gold Coast.
Take your marks.
And we're diving and thriving into this second swim opportunity for our next wave athletes. 16, 15, 16 and 20 years of age are our athletes in the water. And in the very early stages, they're stroke for stroke at the moment. Our 2 SM10 swimmers, Girard and Maloney in 4 and 5. And as we come down to the turn, it will be Maloney touching first at the 50-metre mark, ahead of Girard, both our SM10 swimmers. And then our outside marks are SM6 swimmers, Sarah Hancock and Kira Warwick, a stroke for stroke as well. And a great opportunity for these next wave swimmers to have the opportunity to come back and use their processes to learn how to swim faster from heats to finals. And I tell you what, Emily Girard with the faster backstroke leg, closing the gap on Annabelle Maloney in lane number 5. Annabelle Maloney was about 1.5 body lengths ahead of Girard in lane number 4. And then our stroke for stroke at the moment, not much in that at all, just 0.1 of a second between these 2 swimmers. So a great battle between our SM10 swimmers in the middle of the pool. But our SM6 swimmers on the outside, Hancock and Warwick, are there. Does look like Hancock's about 1 to 2 body lengths ahead of Warwick as it currently stands. About 2 seconds separating Hancock and Warwick in lane 3 and 6, but in the middle of the pool, a great battle between Girard and Maloney in 4 and 5, but it does look like Emily Girard has asserted herself. Out in front, out of an SM10 competitor. I've got 2 seconds or so separating these two swimmers. Annabelle Malone took it out hard and fast in the butterfly leg, but from then on, Emily Gerard said, this is my race. Trying to hold off a late charge from Maloney in lane number 5, the highest of the stroke rates. Starting to close the gap a little bit, but with less than 25 metres to swim, I think it is too little, too late for a late charge from Annabelle Maloney. But Emmeline Gerard touching the wall there, a great swim. 2:53 going under that 3-minute mark, and the cheers coming from the crowd. Phenomenal swims from both those athletes, both potentially going faster than this morning. As we see Sarah Hancock make her way down in lane number 3, our SM6 swimmer. Both those swimmers going 5:58 and 5:18 point scores. So let's see what Sarah Hancock can do. She's made her way down from Darwin for this competition. She would love to upset our 2 SM10 swimmers. So we come down to the touch. Let's see the point score. She throws down 403 points for Sarah Hancock. So at the moment, the leading point score does go to Gerard in lane number 4. Now as we wait and cheer on, Kira Warwick making her way down in lane number 6. 5 metres to swim. Kira Warwick striding and gliding, grooving and moving away to the wall, touching there. And a very solid point score, 116 for Warwick. And a great time, nonetheless, a great opportunity to come back and race under lights tonight to render our individual action on night 2. But more relays to come here on night 2. Got a couple of great relays to come. So don't go anywhere, Australia. Plenty of relay action to come and a couple of medals as well for you. Live from Free Nines Water Sport here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. It's an absolute ripper night here. A few big cheers from the crowds, which is what we love to hear. We have some mixed 4x50 relays. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our competitors in event 20, the mixed 4x50 metre freestyle relay, multi-class 20 points. And just the one team in this event. And I believe a mix of countries as well, according to the sheet in front of me. And just the one team, India A in lane number 4. Mohammed Asim Poyilil will lead off this first leg. of the mixed 4x50 meter relay, 20 points. So these athletes' classifications must add up to maximum 20 points. Now it's just a race against the clock here. So a big 6-beat kick from Poilil, our first swimmer. The India A making their way down the pool. Getting ready to change over to Sathwi Mondal. He's our second swimmer with 5 meters to swim. Poilil putting their head down, making their way to the turn. Come down to the closing stages. And a great change over there from Sathi Mandal. Love to see that. And they are up and swimming. A great long stroke out the front, finishing long and strong out the back. Phenomenal freestyle technique right here from our second swimmer, Mondal. The Seoul team. There was medals handed out last night for relays. So I wonder if this could be the easiest gold medal of all time. 15 minutes to swim. Mondal making up great time here because they are racing the clock here. And the Indian team has brought a 20-strong team here to the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre as we get ready to hand over. Mondal with a great change over there to Gundalkar in our third swimmer in lane number 4. Simram Vivek getting off to a really strong first 15 there. Very strong stroke rate, nice and high, strong kick as well. Great body position in the water. This will be a great time here potentially. Being able to time that changeover can mean these times can be faster than their official personal best times. And I wouldn't be surprised this time from Simram Vivek, our third swimmer for India A. It's a great 50-meter freestyle here. As we prepare to change over to our fourth and final swimmer, Kulkaran, diving and thriving into this final 50. Very high stroke rate as well. Would love to see that finishing nice and strong and fast, already at the 25-meter mark. This is a great final 50 here. I'd love to know the time that this team is chasing, because they are just chasing the clock and maybe chasing a medal if it's on offer. I'm not sure. As they come down under the flags, they would touch the wall in a 3:36, so a great 20-point time for India A, racing against the clock. Sometimes they are the hardest races. The races you race by yourself. Just you and your thoughts. And hey, just the one team, but they did finish on top. A great swim there, racing opportunity for India A. The 4x50 20-point freestyle relay. And more medley and more freestyle relay action to come here. Just the one relay to come and a couple of medal presentations as well, so don't go anywhere. We'll have 2 Australian teams and an Indian team in this. So ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the teams and swimmers in event 21, the mixed 4x100 freestyle relay, 34 points. And in lane number 3, Australia A. And in lane number 5, India A. And in lane number 4 is actually Australia A, because Australia B was in lane 3. And with our final race behind the blocks, I'm joined in the commentary booth by head coach of the Australian Paralympic swim team, Mel Tantrum, underneath the waning moon here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. And I'm expecting some close finishes.
That's the plan. So we've got 2 Australian teams in this, and we've got India, so this should be some really good racing, this one.
Take your marks.
And we are off and racing for our final race of the evening, event 21, the mixed 4x100 freestyle 34-point relay. Australia B in 3, Australia A in 4, India A in lane number 5. Mel Tantrum is here to call you through all the action and take an early start. Is Australia A in lane number 4? Lewis Bishop getting off to a strong start, Mel.
Yeah, Lewis Bishop, so a fantastic swimmer out of Brisbane there. And up against Chloe Osborne from Sydney, and we also have a Jagtab from India. So this race is going to be interesting because of the order the athletes will swim. It's a 2 male, 2 female race, and it's an opportunity. You'll see the lead change a few times with the different athletes racing each leg.
And have you done that on purpose to maybe get these swimmers an opportunity to be the chaser or the chase? That's something you're looking at kind of incorporating into these relay decisions?
I can only speak for the Australian team, but we've got 2 equally matched teams here. Both teams, they've got different strategies, so the order is all important here. So the team in lane 4 there are going Lewis Bishop into Tim Hodge, so male, and the other team, the B team over there in lane 3, Chloe into Jasmine, so female. So this is going to be an exciting finish as we get through this race.
And it does look like Timothy Hodge is leading the way in lane number 4. Jasmine Folgrave is in lane number 3 for Australia B. And Kapil Kumar is in the water for India in lane number 5, the second swimmer. It's all Timothy Hodge at the moment. Closely followed by Jasmine Folgrave in lane number 3. And Kumar in lane number 5 is there. Changing over now is Australia A. But here we go, Gemma Selick in the water. Can she hold on from a late charge from Australia B, Mel?
And this is the exciting part now. So the A team have got a fantastic lead here, but have a look at the B team and the Indian team as they come through. This is going to be exciting. So they've got a healthy lead now, but what's going to happen next?
Oh, only 150 odd metres will tell. But Gemma Selick's had a great meet so far. Has thrown herself in nomination capacity for the Commonwealth Games. Mackenzie, a very strong 100-metre freestyle in her own right. Our S9 swimmer making her way down the pool, looking very strong. And that gap hasn't closed as much as I was expecting.
Oh, look, give it another lap. We'll see. This is. I honestly predict that this is going to be a very, very tight race and a tight finish. But that's what makes these mixed relays really exciting, is that unpredictability. You may see a strong lead now, but what's going to happen on the next lap? This is the final lap now.
Final lap now. As we see Jordan Berryman diving into the pool. Daniel Rigby awaiting anxiously for Hamish Keenan to make his way down for Australia B. But at the moment, Australia A in the hot seat. Jordan Berryman waiting to see if Australia B will mow her down. India A also in the water as well. Bo Saleh is in the final swimmer for India. Jordan Berryman just trying to hold on at the 45-metre mark. Coming down to the turn. The camera angle will show Australia B is on their way. Here we go. Mel Tantrum. She wasn't lying. She has set up a phenomenal finish. Daniel Rigby grooving and moving his way over the shoulder and past Australia A. That should be it. it's all said and done. What a swim from Daniel Rigby, putting 5 to 6 body lengths on Australia A. We thought the lead was big enough, but indeed it was not. What a swim from Australia B, beating out Australia A. A great swim, Mel Tantrum.
Yep.
Is that what you were expecting?
I was expecting a little bit closer, to be honest. The last 10 metres, I was hoping them to swim over. So that was quite an exciting finish.
And AJ Basale is in the water for India A in lane number 5. She was hoping for a closer finish, but Daniel Rigby said, no, Mel Tantrum, head coach of the Australian Paralympic swim team, I want to show you why I am a star to watch for the future. I'm going to swim past an already established superstar in Jordan Berryman and a star-studded Australian A team. What a swim there, and AJ Basale making his way in lane number 5 for India. 5 metres to swim, coming down to the touch to round out our relay action. But a great final lap from Daniel Rigby to close out our relay action here on night 2 of the World Para Series. Mel Tantrum joining me from the start, took a break in the middle and came back to join me to end the broadcast here in terms of racing. Phenomenal swimming on night 2 and more action to come on day 3 and night 3 as well. My name is Braden Jason, dual Paralympian turned blind broadcaster. It's been my privilege to call you through all the action here on night 2. And from 9:30 Australian Eastern Time, we'll be back for more action on day 3, live and free on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the medalists for event 18, the men's 200 metre individual medley multi-class.